You were bitten by the Vorrkai. Its neurotoxin kills any known species in 90 seconds.
Yeah, burns a little. Is there food somewhere on this station?
The Vorrkai was supposed to be unkillable. That was not hyperbole or legend. It was a documented biological fact, catalogued in the Galactic Xenobiology Index under the entry for Vorrkai Magnus with a notation: no recorded natural predator, no recorded death by external biological agent. The Vorrkai was apex in the most complete sense of the word. Armored hide that deflected energy weapons at close range. Neurotoxin delivery system in its primary bite capable of shutting down the nervous system of any known species within 90 seconds. A regenerative biology so aggressive that even significant tissue damage repaired itself within hours. The Galactic Research Station Orurin 7 had been studying a contained specimen for 11 months. The containment had failed 17 minutes ago. Dr. Sailvoss had been in Lab 3 when the alarm started, running a routine biological scan on the morning samples when every panel in the facility turned red, and the emergency seal protocols began closing sections she had never seen close before. She had grabbed her medical kit on instinct and moved toward the sound of the emergency, which was something her supervisor, Director Crane, had told her exactly once, very clearly, never to do. She had done it anyway. What she found in the main specimen corridor was not what she expected. The Vorrkai was on the floor. Not attacking. Not pursuing. On the floor. Its massive dark armored body sprawled across the white corridor panels, its limbs at angles that communicated collapse rather than rest. Its breathing labored in a way she had never observed in 11 months of daily monitoring. The regenerative shimmer that normally played across its hide, the faint biological luminescence that indicated active cellular repair, was completely absent. The human was sitting against the wall. She knew his name. Marcus Hale, part of the human observer contingent that the Interspecies Research Accord had placed on Orurin 7 6 weeks ago. 3 humans, rotating through the facility's various departments, officially there to observe and unofficially there because humanity had recently joined the Accord and everyone was still working out what that meant. Marcus had been assigned to xenobiology because he had a background in field biology and had apparently spent several years studying dangerous wildlife on his home planet, which she had not fully understood the significance of until this moment. His left forearm had a bite mark on it. The Vorrkai's primary bite. The neurotoxin delivery bite. She crossed the corridor at a run and dropped to her knees beside him, pulling her scanner from the kit before she had fully stopped moving. "You were bitten," she said, which was obvious, but medical protocol required verbal confirmation. "Little bit, yeah," Marcus said. His voice was entirely calm, which was the most alarming thing she had encountered in a morning that had already contained several alarming things. "The Vorrkai's neurotoxin is doing something," he agreed, looking at his forearm with mild interest. "Burns a little. Feels like when I got stung by a box jellyfish back home, actually. Comparable, maybe slightly less." She pressed the scanner to his forearm and looked at the readings and then looked at them again because the first reading had produced results she didn't have an interpretive framework for. The neurotoxin was present in his bloodstream. That much was confirmed. But what his immune system was doing to it was something she had never seen biological tissue do to anything. His white blood cell response was not the standard containment pattern. It was active, aggressive, almost predatory in the way it was dismantling the neurotoxin chains at the molecular level. His body was not surviving the venom. It was consuming it. "You need to hold still," she said, pulling a secondary scanner and running it across his forearm more slowly this time. The bite wound itself, which should have shown the characteristic tissue necrosis of a Vorrkai primary bite within minutes, was already beginning to close at the edges. Not quickly, not dramatically, but measurably. "I'm very still," Marcus said helpfully. Director Crane appeared at the end of the corridor, took in the scene. The fallen Vorrkai, the human against the wall, Sail on her knees with her scanner, and went through what she could only describe as a visible recalibration process. He walked forward slowly, stopped beside her, and looked at the Vorrkai for a long moment. "It's dying," he said. "Not a question. The biological indicators suggest systemic failure," she confirmed, not looking up from her scanner. The neurotoxin delivery caused a bite seal reflex. It held contact with the human for approximately. She looked at Marcus. "For 5 seconds," he offered. I pulled my arm back. It let go. During those seconds, she continued, a transfer occurred in both directions. The human's blood entered the Vorrkai's system through the bite seal. She looked up at Crane. "His blood is not compatible with Vorrkai biology. Not in the passive sense. In the active sense." Crane stared at her. "His blood is killing it. His immune response compounds are killing it," she said. "His body treats the Vorrkai's biology as a pathogen. The compounds it released into the bite seal contact they're functioning as a toxin to the Vorrkai system. A toxin the Vorrkai has no defense against because nothing with Marcus's specific immune profile has ever bitten a Vorrkai before." The corridor was very quiet for a moment. "Because nothing survives being bitten by a Vorrkai long enough to bite back," Crane said slowly. "Correct," she said. She became aware that Marcus was watching this exchange with the expression of someone who found it interesting but was not entirely surprised, which itself was interesting and surprising. "On Earth," he said, "there are frogs whose skin is lethal to most predators. Bacteria that can dissolve tissue that resists surgical instruments. Plants that develop toxins specifically to kill the things that ate them." He paused. "Evolution goes in every direction. We just have a lot of it." Sale looked at her scanner. His wound was continuing to close. His neurotoxin levels were decreasing as his immune system methodically processed the compounds. His vital signs were steady. Elevated but steady. She looked at the Vorrkai. Its regenerative shimmer had not returned. "How are you feeling?" she asked Marcus. "Honestly." He flexed his fingers experimentally. "Hungry. Is there somewhere on this station that does food? Human compatible?"